Make sure we live. Make sure we live. Let's make sure we live. Always, I'm gonna edit this part out because that's probably why people aren't watching my videos. And if you are watching right now, how you been? I hope you're doing well. Alright, yeah, we live. Make sure it sounds well. How you been? I hope you're doing well. Alright, yeah, we live. I bet we good, we good, we good. How you been? We good. Alright, so 20 mysterious. Hold on, you guys can't see the title. There you go. We are watching 20 mysterious places you cannot visit. It's gonna be crazy stream today. It's at least 2 hours and 15 minutes long, unless I get bored of it and then I just want to quit and leave, which could be the case. But yeah, let's not waste time and let's get into the video. Hope you're having a blessed one.
There are corners of our world that seem to resist us. Remote islands no one has ever touched. Their coastlines too jagged.
Wait a minute.
Their wildlife too lethal.
Hold on. Captions have unfortunately been disabled due to AI bots copying. Bro, we got AI committing plagiarism. Scary world, man. Scary world. That's actually kind of crazy. Ain't no way. Wow. Alright.
There are corners of our world that seem to resist us. Remote islands no one has ever touched. Their coastlines too jagged. Their wildlife too lethal. Places where the air sears your lungs and the ground splits beneath your feet, as if the land itself is warning you away. Bunkers buried under decades of silence, sealed so tightly the air inside hasn't shifted in a generation. Even the maps keep their distance. These are the edges of the world, where the nearest living soul might be thousands of miles away. No welcome signs, no footprints, just wind, stone,
Wait a minute.
and an uneasy stillness.
How did that boy spawn up there? What the heck?
Some are stamped restricted in military ink. Others are left alone
that a
because
prison?
getting there is nearly impossible. Boreholes that vanish into the earth with no known end. Government bunkers built to survive global collapse. Valleys where uncontacted tribes live in silence. And islands so dangerous that setting foot on one could mean never leaving. These aren't places people forgot. They're places people were never meant to reach. So wherever you are, tucked in under the covers, curled up with a snack, or just winding down for the night, make yourself comfortable. Let the world outside fade for a while, and join us as we take a quiet journey through the most abandoned, forbidden, and forgotten places on Earth.
Yes, sir.
Suit up, pilot.
Wow.
Mecha Break is live.
Not even like
Now
2
on
minutes into
PC
the video
with
and there's
Google
already a
Play
commercial
Games.
started.
Join our rewards program.
And as always with our videos, the visuals are here to provide context, but they're not required to enjoy the stories. So feel free to close your eyes if you like.
And imagine what's
Just
going
listen, and
Just
let's
listen.
begin.
on. Bro is he has a way with words. No homo.
Far out in the South Atlantic Ocean, nearly halfway between the southern tip of Africa and the edge of Antarctica, sits a small island few have ever heard of, and even fewer have ever seen. Bouvet Island. Just 19 square miles of volcanic rock, glacier, and sheer cliff.
Dang.
Surrounded.
Would
it's
y'all
so
land on
remote,
this map, chat?
so isolated, that it holds the title of the most inaccessible island on the planet.
Press 1 if you would land on
No
this
one
map.
lives there. There's no harbor, no airstrip, no permanent station. And yet, it's a place that continues to stir curiosity. Not because of what's on it, but because of what's not. Bouvet is technically a Norwegian territory, claimed in the early 20th century, and designated a nature reserve in the 1970s. It has no known history of human habitation, no folklore, and no native people. The island is almost always surrounded by sea ice. The nearest land is over 1,000 miles away, and the weather, relentless. Wind, freezing rain, sleet, and an ever-present fog that rolls in from the sea like a curtain. temperatures hover just below freezing year-round. It's the kind of place where nature is left to its own devices, and where anything unnatural stands out. The island itself is a dome of ice and lava. Formed by volcanic activity, it rises sharply from the ocean with steep cliffs
How is there
that make
volcanic
any landing by boat nearly
occurrences
impossible.
where there's ice and
Only
snow?
a small sliver of exposed coastline, the Realysam, or New Rock, offers a spot where helicopters can sometimes land in the rare
I don't even
window
know they
of
could
calm weather.
coexist.
Scientists have used it to install automated weather stations or collect samples, but those visits are rare and brief. No one stays long on Bouvet. It doesn't let you. Most of the island is buried beneath a thick glacier that covers over 90% of its surface.
Yo, his
There are
voice
no
is kind of
trees,
getting creepy, I'm not
no
gonna
grass, and barely any life beyond hardy mosses, lichens, and the seabirds that nest along the cliffs. Petrels and skuas glide over the windswept plateau, while seals and penguins gather in the icy waters below. The silence is near total, broken only by the sound of wind and waves slamming against rock. It's a place that feels untouched, not just by civilization, but by time itself. And yet, for such an isolated and seemingly uneventful island, Bouvet has a handful of stories that remain unexplained. The most well-known mystery dates back to 1964. A British expedition led by a Royal Navy weather ship approached the island on a rare mission. The sea ice had parted just long enough to allow a small team to investigate. They landed at Realysam and began their standard survey. But as they moved across the rocky shore, they came across something unexpected: a lifeboat. It was in good condition, sturdy, intact, and clearly placed there, not simply washed ashore.
Of course, it's
Near
clearly
the boat
placed
were a
there.
few barrels, some debris, and
Think-
signs that someone, recently, had been there. But there were no footprints in the snow, no people, no notes, no explanation. The ship that the lifeboat might have come from was never identified, and no one ever claimed it. In the vastness of the Southern Ocean, the appearance of a lifeboat on an island with no harbor, no settlements, and no clear reason to be visited raises more questions than answers. Was there a shipwreck nearby that went unreported? Had someone attempted to use Bouvet as an emergency stop and vanished? Was it left by a previous expedition and forgotten, or something else entirely? Despite attempts to trace its origin, the boat remains one of Bouvet's enduring riddles. It's not the only one. In 1955, a South African expedition that landed briefly on the island also reported finding strange structures, metal poles, a weathered hut, and discarded debris. But no clear sign of who left them or when. Later visits couldn't confirm what was seen. The reports were vague, the details scattered.
That might just be
But
other
like the lifeboat,
explorers.
they added to the island's reputation for being a place where things show up without a clear cause and then vanish just as quickly.
Bro, he's talking like there's not more than one explorer discovering these parts of land. So I don't understand. Or these people are thinking that he might just be saying what these people think, which is probably the case. But I don't think there's only been if there's huts and stuff, and they're humanized, which obviously they would be. It shouldn't be that sus or anything like that. I think he's just trying to make it sound creepier than it is. I mean, which I get it, but
Because of Bouvet's extreme remoteness, conspiracy theories and speculations tend to follow it.
This may be the last ad you ever see. Because with the
Oh.
free ad block extension from Capital One Shopping, you can save
yeah, I'm gonna skip that.
Some have suggested it was used during the Cold War
I ain't
as a
never
secret
paying
observation
for
point,
premium
or as a
YouTube,
potential
bro.
emergency
I don't
shelter.
care how much money I'll get.
Others point to the lack of surveillance and suggest it's the perfect place to test or hide something. In 2004, it even became the setting for a fictional base in the movie Alien vs. Predator.
You sound
But
like
none
a
of these theories-
bro. You sound like a predator the way you said that, bro. Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this guy, bro? Close your eyes. Close them eyes and just hear his voice. Just do it. I'll do it with you.
Others point to the lack of surveillance and suggest it's the perfect place to test or hide something. In 2004, it even became the setting for a fictional base in the movie Alien vs. Predator.
Oh, heck nah, bro. Oh, heck nah. Yo. Bro, this guy is just way too chill, bro. He has to have, like, kids under his basement or something. Or something. Because no way he talks like that in real life. In IRL. If I meet him, which I probably never will, but if I ever see him and he talks like that in IRL, bro, it's raps. It's over. I'll probably be dead, actually. You know what? That explanation did not. I can't talk. This explanation did not make sense, but I tried.
But none of these theories have been supported.
But nah, he
by
sounds
actual
creepy
evidence.
and like.
And for the most part, the island has remained exactly what it appears to be. A lonely, icy outpost in the middle of nowhere. Its scientific value, however, is real. Bouvet is part of a unique ecosystem of subantarctic islands. Harsh, isolated places that provide scientists with insight into how life survives at the edge of the world. The island's glaciers are monitored for signs of climate change. Its surrounding waters are part of
how long do you think you guys could live without human interaction?
Far beyond the southern
I don't think I could live for like.
And because the island is so untouched, it serves as a kind of environmental
I think I could give myself about
what the world looks like with no human interference. But even with all that,
2 weeks.
Bouvet
still
weeks. Holds its mystery.
I could give myself about 2 weeks.
There's something about its silence, its inaccessibility, its total indifference to human presence. It doesn't invite.
And you know why, bro? It's always the white people, bro. They just be chilling in the most dangerous parts of the map. I swear. Bro could literally fall straight through. There's probably like freaking Godzilla under there or something like that. We don't even know for real. And he just chilling like it's a normal Tuesday, sitting on his front porch, watching the birds go by. Like, I swear, I promise you that almost every clip where he shows something dangerous, there's gonna be a white guy just standing there or sitting there. I almost 100% guarantee it. Let's keep watching.
It doesn't seem.
Let's keep watching. Visitors. I'm telling you right now.
And yet, it's there, out in the fog, always frozen, always distant. Looking at satellite imagery, Bouvet appears as little more than a smudge in the ocean, a jagged outline surrounded by swirls of white and gray. In winter, even that vanishes beneath cloud and snow. Ships pass hundreds of miles away without knowing it's there. Planes rarely fly overhead. There are no nearby flight paths, no fishing routes, no trade lanes. It's not on the way to anywhere, which makes its rare visitors, and the traces they leave, all the more striking. One could argue that Bouvet's greatest mystery isn't the lifeboat, or the strange equipment, or the absence of answers. It's the island itself, why it's so compelling. Why, in a world so mapped, so measured...
Bro's just naturally chilling with a sea lion. Naturally just... Aren't those things like actually dangerous? Like, I know like they're adorable, but if they're not trained, I'm pretty sure they're very dangerous.
Maybe it's the knowledge that this
I might be wrong,
exists,
but I don't think so.
A real place, so far beyond where most of us will ever go. A reminder that not everything has been touched or explained. That there are still places where silence rules.
Kraft Real Mayonnaise, made with eggs from right here in the Midwest. Real good ingredients, real good taste.
Where the wind carries no stories back. And maybe that's why we're drawn to it. Not to conquer it, or even to understand it, but simply to know it's there. That out in the South Atlantic, beyond
what are we talking about right now?
Beyond the reach of roads or rails, there's an island of ice and fog where nothing lives and nothing lingers. A place that resists, endures.
I'm gonna be real, chat.
And so Bouvet Island sits as it
he's just talking about a mountain, bro.
Watching.
Like he could literally say that's about any mountain.
From the cold,
pretty
howling
much.
winds of Bouvet Island, we now move not into the wild, but behind locked doors. Not remote in distance, but in access. In the heart
Bro,
of Pyongyang,
ain't no way. Ain't no way he put North Korea as the top 20 most mysterious places you cannot visit. Ain't no way. Hey, bruh. Hey, you really can't be getting in there for real? You really can't be getting in there for real, bro? Bro.
tucked away in an anonymous government building, lies an office almost no North Korean has never seen.
Oh,
And
he's
most
just talking about an
outsiders
office.
are not even supposed to know exists. It's not a ruin or a lost city. It's something far more modern.
Well, how does he know
and
about
in many
it?
ways, far more unsettling. It's called Room 39. Or at least, that's what it's called by those who have tried to investigate it from the outside.
Oh my gosh.
The official name may be different. It's never been confirmed by the North Korean government. Its sign, if it has one, is not public.
Gotcha.
But international experts agree. Room 39 is real, and its influence runs deep through one of the most secretive states in the world.
Bro.
First reported in the late 1970s, Room 39 is believed to be a department within the Workers' Party of Korea, the ruling party of North Korea. Its purpose? To bring in foreign currency, not by taxation or export or tourism, but through methods that range from state-run business ventures to less legal, often murkier sources. This includes gold trading, arms deals, and counterfeit production, according to defectors and intelligence sources. It's
Man,
also
they
been
be
linked to
hustling
North
for
Korea's
real.
involvement in drug trafficking,
That's what I'm hearing.
cybercrime, and
I don't
illicit trade
support it,
networks
but they
that
be
operate
hustling
under
for
layers
real.
of front companies
They be-
and shadow
they be
banking
on that.
systems. But beyond that general understanding, very little is known. There are no public records, no photos from inside, no confirmed list of employees. Just fragments, leaks, rumors, and reports, mostly from defectors or foreign intelligence, pieced together like clues from a locked room. The name Room 39 likely comes from the room number it once occupied in the ruling party headquarters.
I bet. Hey,
It's thought to now
Yo.
operate out of another building
yo, do you think this guy in the video is the guy talking?
entirely. Possibly
I actually
in
think it
Kim
might be,
Il-sung
bro.
Square
Based off
complex.
his voice.
But the original name stuck, and today it serves as shorthand for something larger. The system of hidden financial operations that help keep North Korea's leadership in power. Some believe Room 39
Yo,
oversees a network
for
of more than
something
100
that you're not
companies and
supposed to know
organizations,
about, he
many
sure
based
knows a
outside
lot
of North
about it.
Korea, using false identities or shell companies. These operations are thought to be active in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and even Africa. The companies themselves might appear innocent. Hotels.
Speaking of which, I just heard some African
mining
music the
firms,
other
or
day
fishing
on stream,
operations.
bro. It's actually tough.
But behind
Go
the
watch the
scenes,
last stream.
The funds are
It was
often
tough.
funneled back to Pyongyang, supporting the country's elite and financing programs that are otherwise sanctioned or isolated by the international community. At the heart of it all, reportedly, is loyalty to the ruling Kim dynasty. Room 39 is not an independent actor. It's understood to report directly to the country's leadership. Some analysts have even described it as Kim Jong-un's personal slush fund. The money it collects doesn't go into public infrastructure or food programs. It goes toward weapons development, luxury
That's
goods,
crazy, bro.
and whatever else the regime
That's
deems
actually
essential
sad.
for its survival. The secrecy is by design.
No boring seats in this house.
Bro,
Right, Ma?
are we really gonna get a commercial every 5 minutes?
Casino is perfect for a trillionaire.
I ain't trying to do this all day, bro.
Thing.
I'm just trying to have a
The
chill
workers inside
stream,
Room
bro.
39 are likely among the most trusted in the country. Not simply bureaucrats, but operatives fluent in finance, trade law, international shipping, and digital networks. They operate behind closed doors, under aliases, and with diplomatic protections when possible. If something goes wrong, if a front company is exposed or seized, they vanish from the record. Occasionally,
Bro,
cracks appear.
They're very
In 2005, the U.S. Treasury sanctioned a Macau-based
Never
bank
mind.
called Banco Delta Asia, accusing it of laundering funds for North Korean interests. That bank was linked by name to Room 39.
bro.
In the years that followed,
Like,
other operations.
if it's so secret,
North
how do
Korean
we know
workers
this
found
much?
Overseas operating restaurants.
Like,
and
obviously it's
factories,
not a
Sending
secret.
their earnings back to the regime. Ships carrying counterfeit cigarettes, watches, even Viagra, traced back to state-owned companies.
Hey,
And more
yo.
recently, cyber attacks attributed to North Korean hackers have targeted banks,
I bet you
cryptocurrency
one of
exchanges,
them too.
and financial institutions in multiple countries. Each incident points back to the same system, one that operates in the shadows, beyond borders, and with few traces. And at the center of that system, always, is Room 39. But what's most disturbing about it
They should
isn't
make a
just the
movie
money.
about this room. I'm not even
It's
about
the
to
role
lie.
it plays in North Korea's structure of power. In a country where
Seems
the vast
interesting.
majority of citizens struggle with food insecurity and limited access to electricity, Room 39 keeps the inner circle insulated. It maintains the palaces, the imported cars, the foreign education of elites. It builds the world that the regime lives in, entirely separate from the
Alright,
rest
we
of the
get it.
country.
It's very
And because it's so hidden,
criminalizing.
it also resists outside pressure.
Very shady.
Sanctions may hit exports and banks, but Room 39's network is flexible, adaptive. It doesn't rely on traditional trade. It deals in gold, rare minerals, encrypted transfers, and untraceable currencies. It's been compared to a state within a state, one that doesn't issue
Okay,
laws,
now he's just starting to
but
repeat the
controls
same
the
things.
purse strings behind the throne.
Which is
The
fine, I
eerie
guess.
part is that for all our modern surveillance, Room 39 still operates.
Bro, my boy got them binoculars on. What the heck? What's that on top of it? Is that like a wallet? That looks like a wallet. I don't think it is, but the heck? And his binoculars are crooked. That's gonna make me so mad.
It has outlasted presidents, sanctions, and investigations. It exists in one of the most tightly controlled societies on Earth, where internal dissent is crushed and secrecy is paramount, and it thrives. It's possible that Room 39 has changed over the years, split into multiple departments, rebranded under different names,
Bro,
moved locations,
we get
but
it.
the function
Alright.
remains.
Can we move on to the next
fund
one?
The regime, through whatever means necessary.
Dang, you yap
What makes
about
it
this for
unsettling
almost
is
10
that it's
minutes.
invisible in plain sight.
And you've just been
You could
repeating
walk
the same
past the
thing.
building and never know. You could meet someone who works for it and never
Hey,
suspect.
I respect the minutes, so I'm
Its
pretty much doing the
actions
same
ripple
thing. I'm
out
barely talking
into
in this
black
video.
markets, digital vaults, and high-level deals.
But that's just
But it
because
leaves
it's
no
nighttime.
signature.
I just want to have a chill stream.
Defectors who have spoken about Room
I-
39 describe it cautiously. Some say it's more powerful than the official ministries. Others won't talk about it at all. And for many North Koreans, it's not even a known concept. It doesn't appear in textbooks or propaganda. It's not a part of public life. It simply exists, humming beneath the surface, always active. In recent years, as cyber capabilities have become more sophisticated, Room 39, or those connected to it, are believed to have shifted more of their operations online. The infamous WannaCry ransomware attack in 2017 was linked to North Korean hackers. Cryptocurrency thefts, phishing schemes, and online banking fraud have all been traced back to
Okay,
IP
he's just
addresses
repeating the
and
same
servers
thing.
linked to the
We
Democratic
get
People's
it.
Republic of
They're
Korea.
very, very
These methods are
bad.
harder to block, harder to track, and increasingly profitable. But even this digital
Yeah, I swear,
solution
if he talks
doesn't
about
replace the old
the
methods.
gold currency and the
Counterfeit
other
goods,
currencies, I'm gonna get mad.
illegal trade,
I'm actually gonna get
and
mad.
front businesses still play a major role. The network is layered, global, and adaptable, one step ahead of law enforcement in many cases, and protected by diplomatic walls.
I think I
and
low-key
borders.
can infiltrate this place.
So what's inside Room 39?
Okay.
We don't know.
Bro. Bro summed it up right there. We don't know. But apparently we do know. Because you're talking about it for over 20 minutes. So what is it? What is it? Bro, he even has them freaking marked down. Unless this is just all the rooms inside the building and there's only one room, that's room 39. Which could be the case. But my point still being... I just gotta calm down. No, it's just a video. It's a good video too. I gotta calm down.
There are no verified images, no whistleblower photographs, just a name, a reputation, and a growing body of indirect evidence. Its existence is a reminder that not all mysteries are ancient or buried in sand. Some are still unfolding, behind reinforced doors, in cities we'll never see. And that's what makes Room 39 so compelling.
Yeah.
It's not a ruin, it's not a myth. It's something real, current, and active.
Okay.
Just hidden from
Wait!
a
Wait!
machine that fun.
Is he still talking about the same thing? I thought he just summed it up by saying, "What's in room 39? We don't know." That would have been a perfect spot to end it. But instead, he just wants to keep yapping about the same thing over and over again. Like, we get it. It's a very bad room. They do very bad things. It's in North Korea. We get it. Now, please, move on, bruh. Please.
State, invisible but present, quiet but immense. In a world where most secrets eventually surface,
Room hey,
holds on.
This man's been
Doesn't
yapping for like
doesn't flash.
20 minutes
It
about the
moves
same
quietly
thing, man. I had.
And for now, that's where it stays.
He is a
From the
yapaholic.
sealed corridors of Pyongyang, where secrets are kept behind steel and silence.
Watch it be another
we now
commercial
move
too.
into a very different kind of danger.
We move on to another map.
Not
Everybody clap it up.
doors.
Everybody clap. And we get a freaking commercial.
Mecha Break is now available with Google Play games on PC. Become the ultimate mech pilot with better controls and a bigger screen. Join our rewards program and earn play points for every purchase. Download Google Play games today.
Bro, we just got to a new part of the. Freaking got me messed up. My bad. I'm sorry. It wasn't that deep. I shouldn't have done that.
Now we gotta go help people.
What?
Save hundreds with Liberty.
What?
Maybe where's
Another one.
There it is. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
But one that lies
Okay,
completely
okay,
exposed,
okay. We got it. We got it. We
blazing
got it.
under an open sky, humming with heat and chemical fury. Our next stop is a place so inhospitable.
Let me fix my
even
lights real quick. Let me
bacteria
fix my
struggle
lights.
to survive.
I'm sorry,
A
chat.
place where the earth seems alive,
Sorry.
bubbling, steaming, and
I got a little carried away
Welcome
for a
to the
second.
Danakil Depression,
A little carried away. My
located
bad.
in northeastern Ethiopia, on the border with Eritrea.
Let me just.
The Danakil Depression sits at one of the lowest points on Earth, about 100 meters below sea level. But it's not just
Because we
its
know
depth
he's
that
not
sets
gonna
it
be.
apart. This region is one of the hottest,
Alright,
driest,
alright.
and most geologically active places.
Alright, we
on the
back. We
planet.
back. We good. We good.
Temperatures here can easily reach over 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius.
Yo, that looks like
And rain
honeycomb.
is rare to non-existent.
Yo, you guys can't tell me that don't look like
Yet
honeycomb.
despite the heat
Hold
and
on.
the desolation,
This kind of looked like honeycomb. I'm not even joking. I know I didn't put a space there, but it'll probably still get it if it loads. Bro, how long does it take to load? Oh my gosh. Yo, chat. We low-key got a honeycomb map on IRL. Bro, I did not even know. Yo. We got a honeycomb map IRL. That is crazy, chat. Bro, I bet the Queen Bee lives there. You know what honeycomb looks like? Well, I just had to make sure, alright? So, get off my tip.
pools.
Respectfully.
Scattered across this sunburned land are areas where the crust has cracked open, releasing steam, minerals, and acidic gases from deep within the earth.
Alright.
Over time, these emissions have created surreal landscapes. Pools of toxic water in bright neon hues, crusts of yellow sulfur, orange salt deposits, and geysers spewing steam into the shimmering heat. The colors are stunning, even beautiful, but don't be fooled. They are signs of danger, not life.
Really?
The most famous of these sites is Dalol, a hydrothermal field unlike anything else
Dalol.
on Earth. Here,
I have to
the
learn the
ground
words.
is constantly
Get off my
changing,
tip as
shaped
well.
by volcanic
Hey!
activity.
You were on my. I'm sorry.
Plates.
I could have
The
used
air
a better
smells of
term
sulfur.
though. I could have used a better
Pools
term. I'm
fizz
sorry.
with carbon dioxide. And beneath the surface, acids boil and react, dissolving minerals and creating formations that seem almost alien. The pH of these waters can be below
Yo,
zero.
they low key got Mountain Dew in
That's
here,
not an
bro.
exaggeration. It's chemistry at its most extreme. For a long time, scientists assumed nothing could live here. No
Right.
plants, no animals, not even microbes.
Really?
But in recent years, that belief has been challenged. Studies have found extremophiles.
But who would want to live here? That's the
microorganisms
question.
That can survive in the harshest environments, lurking around the edges of some pools. Not thriving exactly, but hanging on. It's still debated whether these findings represent
Hey.
active life
Hey,
or remnants transported.
yo, what the heck is that, bro? Why he low key kind of look like my chemistry teacher? But yo,
From more hospitable areas, but it adds an eerie question to the place. Is life possible even in a world that seems to reject it? The danger isn't just in the heat or the acidity. The ground itself is unstable. Crusts of salt and mineral look solid, but beneath them, the surface may give way to boiling
hey,
pools
no
and sharp
cap.
chemical
He,
deposits.
hey, he's talking about salt. I'm saying, you know, if I was in the position, bro, if I had the money, I would invest in a company, like a salt company, and then pull up here, land on this map, and then just strip its resources and sell it. He says they got salt on here. Hey, it may be toxic, but hey, business is business at the end of the day. So, actually, I might go to jail for that if I get caught, which I would get caught. You know what? Scratch that idea. Y'all didn't hear nothing. Y'all didn't hear
Step
nothing.
in the wrong spot, and your weight might crack through, plunging you into a liquid that can burn skin or worse.
That's
There
not
are
that
no
bad for
marked
real.
trails, no fences,
Light
no
work.
signs, just the silent understanding among those who venture here. This is not a place for mistakes, and yet people have lived on the fringes of this landscape for centuries.
This may be the last ad you ever
I ain't
see.
crashing out this
Because
time.
with the free
We good.
AdBlock extension from
We good.
Capital One Shopping, you can say
I
goodbye
ain't
to
crashing
ads
out
on
this time.
sites like YouTube.
The Afar people, a nomadic group with deep roots in the region, have learned to navigate the Danakil's hazards with care. For generations, they've harvested salt from the nearby flats, carving thick blocks by hand and transporting them by camel caravans. It's hard, dangerous work, done under a punishing
Oh!
sun. But it
Wait.
continu-
I wasn't really paying attention. I was daydreaming. Were they talking about that the people here stripped the salt? So low key, my idea could work. Also, we could hire the people that live here and give them a better living, and then they can work for us. And then we are the main power of salt distribution in the entire world. I am cooking with this one. I ain't gonna lie, chat. I am cooking with this one, chat. I think I'm cooking with something right now. Yo, this is it. This is the big business plan, man. I'm gonna do it eventually.
continues, linking modern Ethiopia to trade routes that go back centuries. But no one lives deep inside the acid pools. No homes are built here. No crops are grown. The Danakil's heart remains empty, desolate, colorful, and seething with chemical life. It is not forbidden by law, like Room 39, but by nature itself.
Alright. I'm happy that you moved on, but move on. Stop mentioning Room 39. We get it. They're bad people doing bad things. We get it. Alright? Okay. Alright.
Spend time here is to
Alright.
feel watched,
Alright.
not by people, but by the
Alright.
land, which seems to pulse with something unspoken. Geologically, the region is fascinating. The Danakil Depression is part of the Afar Triangle, a tectonic triple junction where three plates, the African, Arabian, and Somali, are slowly pulling away from each other. This
Room
rift
39
creates
is
constant
crazy.
volcanic activity.
You should. I'm not checking that
earthquakes,
out.
And gas releases.
I'm not
It's a
checking
place
it
where
out.
new earth is being born, torn from the crust.
Man, what you
inch
talking
by
about? New Earth.
In millions of years, this could be the site of a new ocean.
Alright,
For
bro.
now, it's a boiling, toxic wound in the skin of the continent. That geologic violence is what fuels the pools. Water, either from underground sources or from brief seasonal floods, seeps into
This
the fractured
land is
crust,
actually what
where
fuels
it's
business.
superheated by magma below.
And I'm gonna
It
prove it.
returns to the surface in scalding
Eventually, one
jets,
day.
carrying with
Me.
it dissolved minerals and chemicals. These react with the surface salts, creating the
Have I? Okay, alright. Bro, stop mentioning Room 39. Yes, I've heard of Room 39, alright? Alright?
mounds
Thank
that
you.
look like coral,
Thank you.
formations that resemble alien cities, and colors that shift with the light, from lime green to deep crimson. The danger of this beauty is very real.
Alright. Now he's just repeating everything he was just freaking talking about. Are we gonna do this every slide? Cause if so, things are gonna be thrown around this room. And I ain't trying to do that. I don't even pay rent here. But hear me out. Room 39, stream when?
Are warned not to touch anything. No dipping fingers into the pools. No picking up crusted salt samples.
We get it. It's very,
gases emitted,
very dangerous.
especially chlorine, sulfur dioxide, and carbon dioxide.
Bro, he goes for another 2
overwhelm
minutes. I bet he lapping about the same thing.
In enclosed pockets, they can displace oxygen entirely.
Yo, that low-key looks like some
And
scrambled
the acids
eggs.
are not just corrosive, they're deadly. Still, the place draws attention. Scientists study it to better understand the limits of life on Earth, and to consider what life might look like elsewhere.
Right.
NASA has taken an interest, viewing the Danakil as an analog for extreme environments on Mars or the moons of Jupiter. It's one of the few places on our planet that could help answer questions about the universe
He
beyond.
says something new.
Suit up, pilot. Mecha Break is live. Now on PC with Google Play Games. Join our rewards program and earn play points. Trade in your points for...
There's also something strangely quiet about the Danakil.
What?
Not just the absence of noise, but the way the landscape seems suspended,
Okay.
like it's waiting.
Okay.
The air shimmers, the colors pulse, and the land hisses and steams, as if warning you to keep...
Bro's just describing the sulfur and the same thing over and over again. Like, hey, respect to him for getting the minutes. Like, he really did make a 2-hour and 15-minute video just repeating the same thing over and over again. I respect it, though. How many views does this get? 342,000 views 3 weeks ago. Good job, bro. I wish I could do that. Eventually, I will.
moving. Even those who've studied it for years speak of it with a kind of reverence. It is not a place that welcomes you.
Yeah.
It tolerates you.
Yo, I
for
might
a while.
just.
Most people
Nah,
will
there's
never
only a minute
see
left. I'm
the
not gonna skip
Danakil
it.
in person.
No point.
And that's probably for the best. The roads are rough, the climate is brutal, and the risks are constant.
Don't forget the
But even from
sulfur.
afar, its existence is a reminder that our planet still holds places that seem untouched by civilization. Places where the rules are different, where beauty and danger
Room
share the same
39
space,
welcomes you.
where life...
Bro. Yo, what do you not understand about... I'm not gonna get rage baited.
if it exists, clings to the edge of the impossible. The acid pools of the Danakil aren't famous like the Grand Canyon or Mount Everest. They aren't postcard destinations. They're
Really?
not part of guidebook checklists.
Really?
But they are extraordinary. They defy what we expect of Earth.
Oh my god.
And they sit quietly, pulsing with heat.
Nah, this is a crazy
in one of the
map
most
though. I'm not
remote
gonna lie.
corners of the globe. To look at a photograph,
We got
of
a
our
honeycomb
walls to
server,
question whether it's
IRL.
real. It seems too vivid, too strange, but it is real.
Thank
it's
you.
there,
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
bubbling, burning, shifting.
Alright, okay. We get it. I'm actually gonna no. There's no point in me skipping now. I already
And it
said
will
that.
still be there long after we've left, unchanged, unbothered.
After we left,
doesn't need us.
bro. When we leave,
And maybe that's
this
what
planet
makes it
not
so
even gonna
mysterious,
exist.
so compelling, because not every place in the world is meant to be explored. Some are meant simply to exist, on their own terms, in their own time. And the Danakil Depression may be one of those places. Beautiful.
I'm getting depression just by
silent,
watching you repeat the same thing
and
over and over
alive
again.
in ways we still don't fully understand. From landscapes that burn your skin and stain the sky with steam, we now drift out to sea.
Yo, we get a new map!
Eastern
New
Brazil.
hey, yo! This low-key looked like the Fortnite map. I might be tripping, though. I don't really play Fortnite like that, but... Yeah, nah, I'm kind of wrong. I'm way off. It looks nothing like the Fortnite map. Hey, scratch that. Scratch that.
In the Atlantic
It do
waters
look fire,
not far
though.
from Sao Paulo lies a place that looks peaceful from a distance. A green
Yo,
dot
hey,
on the
yo.
ocean.
How much you want to bet he put Epstein Island on here? Bruh, he should. I mean, he put the stupid Room 39 thing on here, so I wouldn't be surprised.
A quiet island, untouched and seemingly serene. But this isn't a place you can visit, not anymore. Ilha da Queimada Grande, more commonly known as Snake Island,
What the
is
heck?
one of the most
Bro,
restricted.
did you just name a Starbucks drink? What the heck you just say?
Just off the coast of southeastern Brazil,
What the heck you just
in the
say?
Atlantic waters not far from Sao Paulo, lies a place that looks peaceful from a distance. A green dot on the ocean. A quiet island, untouched and seemingly serene. But this isn't a place you can visit.
I definitely went back
not
too
anymore.
far.
Fastest stop in sports, 3 letters. Wow. Ah!
Ilha da Queimada Grande.
See, hey, right there. If any of you guys work at Starbucks, I want that next time I pull up. Whatever that guy just said. You can't tell me that doesn't sound like a Starbucks drink. I probably went back far.
Or political tension. It's something far older and far more primal. This island belongs to snakes. And not just any snakes. Some of the most dangerous on the planet.
Oh, I
Snake
hate
Island
snakes.
is small, only about 106 acres. It rises out of the water like a quiet hill, covered in rainforest and ringed by jagged cliffs. There are no beaches, no ports, and no permanent...
I spy with my little eye 1, 2, 3 white people. What did I say before earlier in the stream? We would probably see a white person on every dangerous map in this video. I don't know how they do it and survive, man. I don't know how they do it. They built different for real. Respect to the white community
human presence.
out there.
The Brazilian Navy strictly controls access, allowing only select researchers, biologists, or military personnel to land there, and even then, only with proper clearance and safety precautions. The reason is simple.
Oh, heck
The
no.
island is home to a species of pit viper found nowhere else on Earth, the golden lancehead viper, Bothrops insularis. A beautiful name for a terrifying creature. These snakes can grow over half a meter long and deliver venom that is up to 5 times more potent than that of their mainland relatives. It's not just painful, it's fast-acting, capable of melting flesh and shutting down vital systems in hours if untreated. No one knows exactly how many golden lanceheads live on Snake Island, but estimates have ranged from 1 to 5 snakes per square meter in some areas. That's not an exaggeration. In the undergrowth, in the trees, among the rocks, this is their territory, and they don't share it easily. The isolation of the island helped shape this unique population. Thousands of years ago, as sea levels rose and the island was cut off from the mainland, a group of lancehead vipers became stranded. With no natural predators and no mammals to prey on, they adapted. Birds became their primary food source, especially migratory species that stop on the island during seasonal flights.
Yo, they low-key have abilities to defeat aerial creatures. That is actually kind of crazy.
With no
imagine
natural
having an
predators
ult
and no
that you
mammals
could
to
do
prey
that,
on,
or their ability
they
to do
adapted.
that.
Birds became their primary food source, especially migratory species that stop on the island during season.
They low-key got an aerial
The
deterrent.
golden
That is
lancehead
actually
then
crazy.
evolved to act quickly and efficiently, ensuring that prey couldn't fly away before dying. Over generations, the snakes became more specialized, more lethal, and entirely unique to this place. The island itself didn't get its nickname by accident. Stories about
What is it called? Snake Island?
have
Yeah.
circulated for decades, often tinged with exaggeration, but grounded
I'm sure
in
he
very
said that name
real
before.
danger.
I just wasn't paying attention.
One of the most commonly repeated tales tells of a lighthouse keeper and his family who once lived on the island in the early 20th century. According to legend, they were attacked by snakes that slipped in through windows, climbing vines, and even the roof. None survived. While this account may have been embellished over time, it's true that the island's lighthouse was decommissioned and automated in the 1920s. Since then, no one has lived there permanently. It's rare for a location to be so thoroughly avoided by humans. Not for political
Not
reasons,
really.
not because of a harsh climate, but because nature simply won. The snakes took over, and we let them. And in a way, that's what makes Snake Island so fascinating. It's not just the danger, it's the idea that there's a place where we never really got a foothold, where we don't belong.
Yo, we could take it back if we
Visually,
wanted to.
The island is lush and deceptively calm. The canopy sways in the breeze, and the rocky outcrops gleam in the sun. But beneath the leaves, in the crevices and shadowed groves, the golden lanceheads move, almost silently. Researchers who've been allowed to visit describe the experience as both thrilling and deeply unsettling.
Bro, that
You
cognito
tread
too, I
carefully.
just realized that.
You watch every branch. You
They
never
blend
stay
in.
long. Conservationists have a complicated relationship with Snake Island. On one hand, the golden lancehead is critically endangered.
They have camo
Its
and
entire
aerial
population
attack.
is limited to this single island, and environmental changes or illegal poaching could wipe them out. On the other hand, preserving the island means keeping it off limits. Protecting the species means keeping humans away. That balance has mostly been maintained. Access is tightly regulated. The Navy visits only occasionally. Biologists work in brief windows, conducting population surveys or collecting venom samples for medical research. And poaching, while a risk, is difficult, given the isolation.
Oh
and
yeah, I
snake's
forgot about
reputation.
that. They use
There's
snake
also an
venom
odd
for
sense of
snake
mystery
medicine.
around the golden
Or for, like,
lancehead
medicine.
itself, because it's so dangerous. So
I don't know if it's
isolated,
just used
and
for
so
snake
rarely
medicine.
seen. It occupies a strange space in the public
I'm
imagination.
not sure about that.
It's real, but distant. Documented, but elusive. The kind of creature that feels like it belongs in myth as much as in a scientific paper. Snake Island also serves as a quiet reminder of how ecosystems can shift dramatically when left to their own devices. With no humans, no predators, and limited resources, the snakes adapted in extreme ways. The island is a case study in rapid
That low-key
evolution
look
and
fire.
natural
That
isolation.
waterfall.
A living
I ain't
lab
never
of how
seen no
species
waterfall.
specialize
Actually, no,
when
that's
geography
cap, I
pushes
have.
them into a corner. But it's not just a scientific curiosity. There's something eerie about it too. The idea of stepping ashore and not knowing where the danger is hiding. Of being watched by dozens of silent, cold-blooded creatures as you move through their world. Of knowing that no help is coming if something goes wrong. It's the kind of place that makes you feel small, temporary. Ilha da Queimada. Grande isn't a secret, but it's also not well known. It doesn't show up on travel brochures. There are no glossy photo spreads, no tours. It exists almost like a whispered warning, known but untouchable. And maybe that's exactly how it should stay. Because some places, for all their beauty, are meant to be left alone. Some territories don't want us there. They don't invite our exploration. They don't need our footprints. Snake Island is one of those places. A wild, pulsing ecosystem where nature set its own rules and has no intention of changing them. And in a world where so many wild spaces are shrinking, where every corner seems mapped and marked, it's strange to think that one of the most mysterious places on Earth is just sitting off the coast of one of the world's busiest countries. No locked gates, no security walls, just a quiet island holding its secrets in plain sight. From dense rainforests, pulsing with danger, we now head south, far south, into the cold silence of the sub-Antarctic.
New map unlocked.
This is the game changer that everybody have been asking for.
So basically this big button right here in the middle is to...
It's a place most people have never heard of, and fewer still will ever see. A speck of volcanic rock rising out of the Southern Ocean, battered by wind and waves, hidden in fog. This is Saunders Island. And near its center,
Saunders
cloaked in
Island?
snow and
Isn't
ice,
that like the ice cream
something
place?
rare and quietly terrifying burns beneath the surface. Mount Michael. It's not
Mount
the tallest volcano
Michael.
in the world, or the most explosive. But it hides one of Earth's most elusive features, something found in only a handful of places on the planet. A permanent lava lake, a seething, molten pool of magma that bubbles and smolders day and night, surrounded by frost and freezing mist. Only a few exist anywhere on Earth.
That's
Mount
cool.
Michael is the only one we know of in such an extreme, remote environment. And it took us decades to confirm it was even there. Saunders Island is part of the South Sandwich Islands, a volcanic island chain sitting halfway between Antarctica and the tip of South America. It's officially part of a British overseas territory, but there's no airport, no port, and no permanent population. Just wind, snow, and ash. Mount Michael rises from this uninhabited land like a sleeping god, its slopes coated with glaciers, its summit almost always shrouded in clouds. On clear days,
Ain't no way
steam
this man
rises
just compared
faintly from
an
the crater.
island to God. That's
For years,
crazy.
scientists suspected there might be a lava lake
Only
within
one
Mount
God, buddy.
Michael's crater. Occasional
And he
satellite
ain't no
imagery
mountain.
showed thermal signatures consistent with intense heat, but no one had ever seen it directly. The weather here changes by the hour, and the terrain is harsh, even by polar standards. Climbing the volcano would mean braving unstable rock, ice crevasses, and winds that can knock a person flat.
I could
For
survive those
decades,
conditions.
It remained unconfirmed.
I could survive that.
That changed in 2019 when satellite data and infrared imaging finally provided enough consistent evidence to settle the question. The lava lake was real, roughly 100 to 200 meters wide, constantly
Wait.
molten, deep
It was
inside
real? What do you mean by that? Like, isn't... Never mind.
all along, boiling away in one of the most isolated places on Earth.
I got a lot to
To find a
go.
lava
There's no
lake
point of
is
yapping
rare.
for no reason.
Most volcanoes erupt, cool, and change. A lava lake is something else. It's a continuous churning reservoir of magma that doesn't explode or harden, just simmers. The best known ones are in places like Hawaii, Ethiopia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, regions where researchers can observe them relatively safely. Mount Michael, by contrast, keeps its distance. Its lava lake has likely existed for decades, maybe longer, but it remains almost entirely unstudied. The idea that a lake of fire can exist in such a frozen place is unsettling in its own quiet way. The surface of Saunders Island is often
Another white guy. Just wanted to point that out to y'all.
coated in ice. Penguins nest on the lower slopes. The sea around it is thick with drift ice and storm swells, and yet, under the mountain's icy skin, there's a chamber of molten rock kept alive by heat from deep within the earth. It's like two planets collided, one of snow, the other of flame. The lava lake is invisible from the ground. It lies deep within the crater, hidden by steep walls and constant clouds. Even if someone were to reach the summit, seeing the lake would require near-perfect weather and the right vantage point, conditions that almost never align. Most of what we know comes from satellites, which catch glimpses of the lake's heat signature through breaks in the clouds. It's that inaccessibility that gives Mount Michael its eerie presence. There's no dramatic footage of its lava lake, no glowing red pools filmed from helicopters, just thermal images and hazy satellite photos, a few faint readings from far above, and the knowledge that something is burning out there, always just out of reach. What makes this lava lake so stable is still uncertain. Lava lakes are maintained by a delicate balance of heat, pressure, and gas flow. If too much gas escapes, the lava can solidify. If too little, it can erupt. Somehow, Mount Michael maintains that balance, quietly, relentlessly. Its lake doesn't roar or erupt. It just persists. There's something haunting about that. It's not dramatic like an eruption. It's a constant presence, a reminder that Earth is always moving beneath our feet, even in the loneliest places. Mount Michael isn't watched by crowds.
I didn't know we needed to be reminded of that.
Or alter flight paths. It burns quietly in the dark, a geological whisper in the middle of the sea. And unlike other lava lakes, which have been studied and photographed and even approached, this one remains mostly untouched. No research team has climbed down into its crater. No instrument has measured its gases or mapped its shape. It exists in almost complete isolation, discovered, but not truly explored. The region around Mount Michael adds to the mystery. The South Sandwich Islands are part of a volcanic arc caused by the subduction of the South American plate beneath the small South Sandwich Plate. This tectonic clash creates frequent earthquakes and volcanic activity. Most of the islands are active in some way, but Mount Michael is among the most consistent. Its eruptions are mild but ongoing. Steam rises. Ash occasionally drifts into the sky. But the lava lake remains, always beneath the clouds. Getting there is no small feat. The island has no harbors.
Yeah, how far away? Yeah, how far away is it from
Researchers must land
the local
by inflatable boat, then hike
lands
across unstable volcanic slopes in freezing conditions. Helicopters are nearly impossible due to wind. And even if you could reach the crater's rim, the vertical drop and constant fog would likely obscure the view. Yet despite all this, Mount Michael has become a subject of fascination for volcanologists and remote sensing experts. It's a rare geological feature in a rare environment, and it raises questions about Earth's inner workings, about what sustains a lava lake, and about how much we still don't know. Because Mount Michael is still largely a question mark, a glowing one. It reminds us that even with satellites and drones and global maps, there are parts of this planet that remain unmeasured. Places where nature doesn't offer easy access or clear answers. In some ways, the lava lake is a perfect metaphor for Earth itself, active, hidden, and quietly powerful. We know it's there. We can measure its heat, but we haven't seen it. Not directly, not yet. And so it burns, out in the coldest corner of the sea, unwatched, untouched. A flicker of fire in a place no one was meant to stay. Now we leave behind distant islands and wind-swept volcanic peaks and drift toward calmer seas.
He is very well spoken. You know what? For a guy that sounds super sus, very well spoken. Very well spoken. I think this will be the last part of the day. Yeah, because I'm clearly not saying much. I'm clearly too tired to be doing this right now. I think I might just stream earlier when I have more energy. Or I just need to get an energy drink and just hustle it out. But yeah, that's what I'm finna do. I ain't gonna lie. We watch the rest tomorrow. Around, I don't even want to give a specific time because I don't even know what time. But yeah. Yeah. May God protect you, bless you, stay locked in, and just have a great 4th of July. It's tomorrow, but I'm saying it in advance because I'm just that nice. I'm just that guy. And remember, room 39, because I sure will. Alright, you have a nice one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.